What is going on, YouTube? Joe here with Culination Media, bringing you yet another Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle today, and today's opponent is going to be Netty P, which is a pretty cool name, I guess. And looking at his team, he's got some severe meta threats like Talonflame, Gengar, Rotom Wash, Lucario. My goodness, that is so OU, it's not even funny. And yeah, we also have Rhyperior and Hydreigon, both of which seem to be UU-ish at the moment. Although Hydreigon could go either way. And it was OU last gen. But with fairies, yeah, you know, I don't know. Dragons have really declined in usage. So, but that's a discussion for another time. On my side, I've got some Pokemon that you probably haven't seen so far. I know Chandelore's been used. You've seen Cassador, the Salamence. But I also have Empoleon and Ambipom this time. And I brought Medicham as well because I haven't really used them a whole lot. So my team's kind of sort of outmatched here. I've got a mostly UU team and he's got a mostly OU team. And because of that, I do a lot of switching at the beginning here. And this match really takes a while to get going. So yeah, the first part of this might be a little bit boring. But we'll get through it together because that's what we do. We work together. So, he's going to start off with Talonflame. I'm going to start off with Ohm the Jolteon, and he's going to switch out to Rhyperior to take that Volt Switch. And now I'm going to have to switch because that is actually a Choice Specs Jolteon, so yeah, I can't just stay in. I get murdered. So I switch into Cassador so that I can be immune to that Earthquake, and now he's going to go for some kind of rock move, I'm assuming. So I do a double switch into Empoleon. And I know I can take a Stone Edge pretty nicely, but it turns out that he misses. And he's not going to stay in and take a Hydro Pump, because that would just be dumb. So he's going to switch into his Rotom Wash. And while he does that, I go for the Agility. And that doesn't really do much for me, because I'll be faster than Rotom Wash, but I'll still have to take a Volt Switch or something like that. So I'm going to switch into Ohm to take the Electric Attack. And we really have not done anything yet. And we're already a couple of turns into the match. So he just goes for the Will-O-Wisp, predicting me to probably switch back into Jolteon, so, you know, just to get some residual damage. He could have gone for the Hydro Pump there to do some decent damage to Jolteon, but Will-O-Wisp was a safe move. And now he's going to switch into Hydreigon as I go for the Shadow Ball, and that's not going to be very effective. So I do get the Special Defense drop, which is nice. But I'm locked into Shadow Ball, and he's going to be able to kill me pretty easily. And I'm thinking at this point, the easiest thing for me to do, well, not necessarily the easiest, but the best thing for me to do is just stay in. And I'll probably get killed off pretty quickly, like that, with a Dragon Pulse. But rather than just play this switching game, and I play much better when I fall behind early than I do if I have a large lead. So yeah, I let him kill my Jolteon. Now he's going to switch out as I bring in my Ambipom. He's going to go back into his Rhyperior because I guess he's figuring that some type of normal type move is coming. I go for the Fake Out, and that does absolutely nothing to this Rhyperior. Not even a scratch. So I'm going to go for the U-turn, and that's neutral to Rhyperior. But his super high defenses just pretty much just eat that up. So I'm going to go into Cassador. And he actually has the Dragon Tail, so that was actually a pretty good move on his part, and it's going to deal a pretty good super effective damage to Salamence and bring Ambipom right back out. So now I can go for the Fake Out again, and he's going to go into Gengar because I guess he's predicting that, and he does that very nicely. So Fake Out, you know, doesn't work, and I just go for the Thunder Wave on the next turn because paralyzing this Gengar is probably the best thing I can do. I also have Thief on this Ambipom, and he doesn't hold an item, so it's a situational kind of gimmicky Ambipom with, you know, Thunder Wave, Fake Out, Thief, and U-turn. But I found that it works really nicely, really nicely. So I'm going to go for the U-turn here. I figured he would switch, so I'm definitely going to get the switch advantage here, and I have Gengar paralyzed at the same time, so that's just absolutely perfect. Gengar is pretty much useless now, because without his speed, I could easily kill him with almost anything. So now with Chandelure out, he's going to switch back into his Gengar, and I'm like, that could not have been more perfect. And I go for the Energy Ball, and yeah, that doesn't really do that much. Problem with that is that I am Choice Scarf, so I can't go for the Shadow Ball. I'm going to have to switch out, and that pretty much just gave away the fact that I have a choice item. And now he's going to go for the Destiny Bond. So that sucks. I'm going to have to go for the U-turn or the fake out here. And I decided to go for the U-turn because there's not really any reason for him to switch out after using Destiny Bond. And you see what I'm saying? It's just been switch, 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 switch. We're both trying to, vie for momentum here. And we're both trying, like, probably way too hard. And nobody's really budging, despite the fact that he was able to get rid of my Jolteon. So finally, I break through here, and I'm able to get rid of Gengar. Thanks to the fact that he was paralyzed, Castledor is able to come in and go for the Dragon Claw. And now I get the Moxie Boost, which is awesome. So Lucario is going to come in, and I'm going to be faster than him because Salamence has base 100 speed. Lucario, I believe, has like 95. So, yeah, he would not be faster. He's faster after he Mega Evolves, I believe, but he doesn't get that stat boost on the turn that he Mega Evolves. So I'm able to go for the Earthquake and kill off the Lucario. So I don't know what he was thinking there. I was thinking maybe he could outspeed. I'm not sure, but he wastes his Lucario, and I get another Moxie Boost. And I'm thinking a Brave Bird is coming. I can't afford to have Castledor just go down yet, so I'm going to have to switch out here. And he does go for the Brave Bird, so that was a good move on my part. Not to just waste Salamence. So I switch into my Empoleon because he resists both. Oh, no, he doesn't. He doesn't resist Flare Blitz, but he resists Brave Bird. So that's a plus. And it turns out that this Talonflame is going to be a Life Orb set. So that's good because that means extra recoil. And I like extra recoil on Talonflame. So he's going to switch out here because there's no reason for him to really stay in. And I end up going for the Hydro Pump this time. And that actually does some decent damage to this Rotom. So I'm starting to wonder if it's a physically defensive set. Because, I don't know, I just feel like that did way too much. But I have leftovers too. I don't even have a Life Orb. So I feel like that was a little bit too much damage for a specially defensive Rotom. So I'm going to need to switch out again though here. Because there's not really anything I can do. I'd have to take a electric move, but he predicts that very nicely. Goes for the Will-O-Wisp as I switch into my Salamence. Thankfully, I have the Lumberry to kind of bail myself out there. But the problem with that is that I don't think I can kill this Rotom. So I'm going to try, though. I'm going to try with the Dragon Claw, and it's not going to be even close to enough. He's going to go for the Thunderbolt, and somehow Salamence survives. So I'm like, this is definitely max HP, max defense, bold-natured Rotom. Absolutely. And now he's going to switch out because I will be able to most likely kill him on that turn. It looked like it would be close. So he's going to switch back into Rhyperior to take the Dragon Claw. And with his massive defense stat and no Moxie Boost, he's going to take that very nicely. So on the next turn, I'm going to go for an Earthquake and hope that it kills. And it does, and I don't think it did by much. But almost doesn't count when you're talking about KOs. So I'm going to get that Moxie Boost. In comes the Talonflame, who's going to be able to revenge kill me very easily, you would think. But he doesn't go for the Brave Bird, and I go for the Dragon Claw. I don't know if he thought I would switch there, so he's going to go for the Flare Blitz. Maybe trying to hit Empoleon on the switch. That would be not a bad move, actually. But I actually just stayed in to fodder off the Salamence. And it turns out that he overpredicted. I get rid of the Talonflame. And yeah, Hydreigon's going to come in and go for the Dragon Pulse. I'm starting to wonder if this thing is Choice Scarfed because of the way it switched out earlier. So I'm going to bring in Empoleon and see if that's true. And he's going to switch out. So I'm thinking he might be Scarfed. Because I'm pretty sure Hydreigon has a base 98 stat for speed. And Salamence has a base 100. I am running Adamant, so he could be faster if he was running Timid. But, yeah, things to ponder. He could be Choice Specs, too. But anyway, moving on. That's enough speculation. I went for the Ice Beam on the switch there and hits the Rotom Wash. You know, it doesn't really do too much damage. Again, I'm going to have to switch out Empoleon because, you know, I just do not want to take a Thunderbolt. Whatchamacallit, go into Chandelure. There we go. Okay, that sentence did not want to come out. And I take that Thunderbolt kind of, sort of, okay, I guess. I was hoping he might try for another Will-O-Wisp, you know, thinking that maybe I'd switch into something else. I don't know. But I'm able to outspeed with the Choice Scarf, go for Shadow Ball, knock out Rotom. In comes Hydreigon. And I'm locked into Shadow Ball, and I'm just going to go for another Shadow Ball anyway. I know it's not very effective, and I know he's going to be able to kill me off with whatever move he chooses, pretty much. And he decides to go for the Earth Power. And yeah, so now that I was able to see that he is not faster than Chandelure with the Choice Scarf, and I'm able to figure out that he is Choice Specs and not Choice Scarf. There we go. Okay, that thought didn't want to come out either. Oh my god, I'm just so tired. That's the end of that match, though. I'm able to finish it off with Ambipom of all things. And as long as that battle was, it turns out that Medicham was not able to get into the battle at all. And I don't know, looking at his team, fighting is super effective on half of it, with Rhyperior, Hydreigon, and Lucario all being weak to it. And Gengar is weak to Psychic as well, although I do not have Zen Headbutt on this Medicham. But technically, Medicham would be good on 4 of his 6 Pokemon, and he also has Thunder Punch, so that could take care of Talonflame. But, I mean, Talonflame has Brave Bird, so I guess that's not really a conversation. But anyway, that's pretty much it for this time, guys. Sorry for how slow this battle really unfolded. And apparently, like, fried my brain, because I've had such a hard time speaking for some reason. Just me no speaky English today. I don't know why, but, yeah, definitely leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. I would appreciate that, and I will see you guys for the next battle. But until then, game on.